channel. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome to the channel. And, you know, I was not even going to stream today. I was going to take the day off from streaming. And then this insane, disgusting comment and interview that Biden did with NBC News and Jonathan Capehart about this murderer that took the life of Laken Riley. I just said, you know what? I can't wait till tomorrow. We got to do it now. It's just got to happen. This is just this is. Let me tell you. Throughout my life, I've seen presidents say and do disgusting and outrageous things. Seen politicians do stupid things, say things that were over the line, above the line, all this stuff, you know. I've never heard a president of the United States make a comment as disgusting as Joe Biden did in this interview about the killer of Laken Riley. And this is just, it doesn't get worse than this. This alone is, this should be the entire campaign from this point forward until November and the re-election of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. And I'm just sitting here on my back porch. I'm just going to put my iPad up to the microphone and play it, okay? And you can hear it. It's outrageous.
Mr. President, it's great to see you again. Thank you for doing this. So that was one hell of a speech you gave Thursday night. I'm going to touch on three specific areas there. The first one being, you know, I noticed the look of surprise on your face when you walked into the chamber and you saw Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was priceless. You feigned shock at seeing her. But during your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal. When talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood. I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and a more orderly flow, but I don't share his view at all.
So you regret using that word?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, words don't even go to describe how bad and how outrageous and how sick and twisted this is. I just wanted one thing he said at the end. He said the illegals, he says they built this country. I guess the Democrats have changed their talking points because they've been telling me my whole life that slaves built the country. Now it's the illegals that built. What have the illegals built in this country? What the freak is this guy talking about? You know, the illegals built this country. You know, and the other thing about all of this that's happening right now with Biden is this is what's crazy, okay, about this moment. This isn't something that he just said off the cuff. You know, when I was talking about this on Friday, when he said, because Marjorie Taylor Greene hijacked, thankfully, the State of the Union, I told you when Biden said illegal to liberals, that's the equivalent of the N-word. It's really bad. So this isn't just something he said off the cuff. There was a big meeting. I promise you, Obama was a part of the meeting, and they sat around and they had to. How are we gonna diffuse this? What are we gonna do? Oh boy, Joe's done it again. He said something. What are we gonna do? This was not an interview with Jonathan Capehart. This was a scripted play with everything recorded and scripted to do damage control, to sicko, twisted people. And I've never heard anything like this. I've never heard anything like this. When you have the upper level Democrats, because this is big. This is super big. All right. This wasn't just Joe. This was Obama. This was Jean-Pierre. Everyone at the White House. Pelosi, Schumer, everybody you can think of, all the big shots in the Democrat Party, the media, the Rachel Maddows and all of them. Here's Luna. Hey, Luna. She wants to be in the stream. She loves YouTube. It's because we watch, put on cat videos for her to watch a lot when we're not home. So the upper level, the top level of the Democrat leadership, at the government level, the advisors, the media, they all got together, and this is like a disaster. He said illegal. Where's this? They're supposed to be newcomers. They're undocumented. We'll set up this interview with Jonathan Capehart. They think that makes them look good. They think that makes them look good, which is frightening. And, when I'm thinking back of all the presidential campaigns that I've followed, that I've covered, that I've reported on, that I've talked about, I cannot think of an incident. Maybe you can. If you can, let me know in the comments or in the live chat. When has a president of the United States said something so disgusting? And, what he's doing here, I want you to think about this. Think about what Biden's doing here. He's apologizing for offending the killer. This brutal murderer who, and by the way, President Trump at his rally in Georgia met with Laken Riley's family. Okay? You have Joe Biden apologizing to the murderer of that college girl. What the freak? And they think that makes them look good. They think that makes them look good. Let me go through this article about it. I mean, I just, for the life of me, can't believe this. Let's play it again, then I'll read through the article.
So that was one hell of a speech you gave. I'm going to touch on three specific areas there. The first one being, I noticed the look of surprise on your face when you walked into the chamber and you saw Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was priceless. You feigned shock at seeing her. But during your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood. I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and a more orderly flow, but I don't share his view at all.
So you regret using that word?
Yes.
Wow. Apologizing to a murderer. That's what Joe Biden just did. That interview right there is an impeachable offense. He should be removed from office just for that. That is an impeachable offense. When a president takes I know it's sick. The polluting the blood comment, by the way, Trump, he's talking about the fentanyl overdose. The illegals are bringing in the fentanyl for the Chinese through the drug cartels, and that's what he's talking about there. When a president takes the oath of office, their primary constitutional responsibility is to provide for the defense and security of the citizens of the United States. And when we have an illegal who shouldn't even fucking be here, sorry to use the word, take a young college girl who's just out jogging and end her life in a brutal way, right? And then you've got the President of the United States who goes out of his way to do damage control, to apologize to the murderer and to the family and people that somehow have some sympathy for this murder. That in itself is a violation of his first constitutional duty that he swore an oath to. That alone is impeachable. Joe Biden's a freaking scumbag. We all know this. Just, if you want to know what a man is really like, look at his kids. Look at his kids. Our children are a reflection of us. He's got 2 kids. They're both junkies. and look at how they live their life, right? That's what he's like, okay? He's just, he's got this facade, so he doesn't, and this is even low and disgusting for Biden. I mean, this is the lowest of the low, not just for a politician, but even for someone as scummy as Biden. And this means that in this country, we're on our own. The President of the United States doesn't care about Americans. He cares about illegal Venezuelans. Right? I mean, this is crazy. This is just insane. That's why I'm here early on Sunday morning, with talking to you guys. I was going to wait till tomorrow, and I was going to take today off, and then Monday morning I was going to make this the focus of the show tomorrow morning. And the more I was thinking about it, I'm thinking this is too much. This is just too much. I'm going to talk about it again tomorrow, but I mean, can you think of a president ever doing something even equal to as low life as this? He's basically saying the American people are not my concern. He said illegals built this country, and he'll never treat them with disrespect again. Well, what about the American people? He's not president of South America. He's president of the United States of America. Now, let me go through this article about it. Let me pull up this article. I'm sorry. This is just too much. This is just too much. I saw this clip last night, and when I saw that clip, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I thought, even Biden, this got to be some AI deep. No, it's him. So let me read this. This is in the Daily Mail. Joe Biden said he was wrong to describe nursing student Laken Riley's suspected killer as an illegal. The president was heckled into acknowledging the murder during Thursday's State of the Union, of course, because of the great Marjorie Taylor Greene. But when asked by MSNBC about his use of the word illegal in an interview, Biden said he regretted it. I'm just floored.
What is your red line with Prime Minister Netanyahu?
Listen to this.
Do you have a red line? For instance, would invasion of Rafah, which you have urged him not to do, would that be a red line?
It is a red line, but I'm never going to leave Israel. The defense of Israel is still critical, so there's no red line. I'm going to cut off all weapons so they don't have the Iron Dome to protect them. They don't have, but there's red lines that if he crosses, and he cannot have 30,000 more Palestinians dead as a consequence.
Okay, so now here he is, supplying the Palestinians, defending the Palestinians. Now, look at how this relates to Laken Riley. Laken Riley's just a college girl out jogging. This illegal that's here because of Biden kills her. I don't want to know what else he did before he killed her or was trying to do. And she resisted. I don't need to know that. And then you have what's going on right now in Israel with the Palestinian terrorist. There you had a bunch of college-age kids at a music festival, just having a good time, singing and dancing all night long. Palestinian terrorists come in and rape women and kill them, and then they kidnap them, and they've been raping them since October. And this guy here, he's concerned about the terrorist, he's concerned about the illegal killer from Venezuela, and is apologizing and trying. Where are the Me Too women? Where are the Me Too women? What happened to that movement? Where's Ronan Farrow? What about all these, what Rush used to call them feminazis? What about these feminazis that are all over MSNBC and CNN, the defender of women's rights and all of this stuff? Biden's out there around the world now, if you include what happened in Israel and here, defending rapist killers, the worst rapist killers, murderers. We've seen, this is like barbarians that hit Israel. This guy that killed Laken Riley is a barbarian. During the interview, Biden interrupted to say undocumented, just as Capehart was pivoting to Laken Riley, an undocumented person. I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented, Biden continued. What? What is he talking? The incident has put more pressure on Biden to get ahead of the worsening migration crisis as record numbers are intercepted crossing the southern border. They're not crossing the southern border. They're invading America. But I'll tell you, I watched President Trump last night, and he's not apologizing. He's not apologizing for I want you to think about this, okay? You know, we've all heard stories throughout history of invading armies that they invade a country and they rape all the women, right? You've heard these stories. That's what's happening here, man. That's what's happening here. And Laken Riley's not alone. So we have uncivilized, barbarian invaders coming to our country, and you know what they're doing. I don't have to go through a list. And Biden's out there making sure that he doesn't offend them? Immigration is seen as a key issue in November's presidential election, with Donald Trump vowing to take a more hardline stance. This is in the Daily Mail. They're liberal jerks, you know. Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to Biden's regret, saying that he apologized to the killer. But now listen to this. This is how the Daily Mail writes it. Because do you agree with me, yes or no, that Joe Biden was apologizing to the murderer? What do you think? You know, it was just like they got that one shooter that was trans, and the cops wanted to make sure they got the pronouns right. Right? I mean, do you take that as Joe Biden apologizing to the killer? I do. Do you? But listen to how they write this in the Daily Mail. Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to Biden's regret with an inaccurate claim that he apologized to the accused killer. Then why was he correct? Why was he apologizing for using the word? And you know, talk about fake news. Who are they to decide that it's an inaccurate comment? Now, I'm telling you, I've really been racking my brain this morning to think about things that presidents have said that were inappropriate or just wrong, and you know what? Nothing comes to mind, because this one is so disgusting that I can't. My mind's not even working thinking about anything else. Disgusting. Joe Biden this is what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. Disgusting. Joe Biden just apologized to the illegal alien animal who brutally murdered Laken Riley. Marjorie Taylor Greene wrote on Twitter. The Daily Mail goes on, he's not been convicted and is considered innocent until proven guilty. What about Laken Riley? Is she innocent? Was she? Hell yes, she was. It is infuriating. Progressive Democrats pounced on Biden, calling the alleged killer of Laken Riley an illegal, while ad-libbing a remark in a speech. No human being is illegal, wrote Congresswoman Ramirez, Democrat from Illinois, one of the several lawmakers who blast Biden's word choice on Twitter. The word choice, not the murder, not the violent murder, but the word choice, right? Luna. Hey, Luna. She's here watching me. And Luna's upset, too. Are you upset, Luna? You should be. You guys want to see Luna? Come here, Luna. Say hi to everybody on YouTube. Here's Luna. Say hello. Hey, Luna. I have to get her a little Make America Great Again hat that she could wear on the top of her head. I know, it's really beyond belief that, you know, it's bad, it's disgusting, it's inexcusable if he just said it walking down the hallway, this senile old coot. But to set up an apology interview that's totally scripted like that makes it 1,000 times worse. You know, there's certain things that you do or you say that you just can't take back, right? Some things you do, that's it. This is one of those things. In fact, I would tell you, this would be like if President Roosevelt or when Truman became president, if they were apologizing to the think about this, you know, after December 7th, 1941, people said Japs attacked Pearl Harbor. Could you imagine if Franklin Roosevelt came out and apologized for calling the Japs after they bombed Pearl Harbor, or the Germans Krauts during the war? I mean, it's even worse than that. I mean, this is I can't imagine what was the meeting like when they got together and set up this apology interview. What was that meeting like? I mean, can you imagine? She's watching the birds. I mean, I'd like to know how that went down and who was in on it. You know, I can see it now. They got Obama on Zoom. They probably are in the Situation Room. You know, that room where they found the bag of cocaine, you know, outside the door. They probably were in the Situation Room. And who was in there? Jean-Pierre, that weirdo Admiral Kirby. They got Obama on Zoom. Who else do you think they had in that meeting? You know, Rachel Maddow, Joy Reid. You know, who knows who else? And they sat around and said, okay, Joe said illegal. How are we going to get out of this? What are we going to do? And they sat around and said, okay, well, we're going to have to set up an interview, and he's going to apologize. Who the hell apologizes for a foreign national who's in the country illegally? He comes into this country, and he violates and murders a young college girl who's just out jogging. It didn't matter what she was doing. She was just living her life. Who thinks that's a good idea? Who is running this freaking country right now? You know, I've never been, you know, these things that go on in the news with politicians, I might get disgusted by people, but I never really let it get me angry. You know, this is, I think I can say this is the first time I've been in a rage over an elected official and something they've said or done. I mean, I've been disgusted and put off and ticked off, but I mean, I'm fuming. I mean, on your anger scale, 10 being the worst, 1 being not angry at all, where are you on your anger scale by what Joe Biden said, apologizing to the murderer of Lincoln Riley? I mean, I think it's got to be a 10. I mean, how could you not? You know, and imagine, you know, Jill was in on that meeting. Jill Biden, the fake doctor, she had to sign off on that, and she went along with this. Even Jill Biden thought this was a good idea. And I'll tell you, you know who else I bet they had in on this? His buddy, Joe Scarborough. So I bet you Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski were in on that meeting that they had to set this interview up. Well, the interview, it dropped yesterday, so the meeting had to have been on Friday, and which tells you what a big deal it was to the Democrats that they went and did this on right away, because the State of the Union was Thursday, so Friday, their whole day was, what are we going to do? Yeah, it's a mix of emotions. It's anger, it's disgust, it's sadness. I mean, it's everything. I mean, it's like, it's everything. Well, they say that Scarborough talks to Joe every night before bed. So, no, there really is no scale. This is the, if you look back at every presidential scandal, and let's just stick to the FDR to today. Can you think of something a president has said or done that even comes close to what Biden said in this interview? For the life of me, I can't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I'm thinking right now, Monica Lewinsky, Watergate. I know liberals were upset about Iran-Contra. That was nothing wrong with Iran-Contra. President Reagan was trading arms, weapons, for the lives of Americans. No. I can't think of anything, I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about a president directly, a sitting president. You have to be one cold-hearted bastard to sit down like Biden did, say that with a straight face, and think that it's making you look good. I imagine everyone in the media are going to pick up on this and run with it today, tomorrow. And this should not, the fact that they had to do this, shows you what a disaster it's been inside the Democrat Party. And, for those that say the replacement theory is this, the replacement theory is that, what is this? Who's he talking to? You've got a president of the United States, this senile old coot, who's running for re-election, and he's apologizing to what? His constituents? His constituents obviously are not the American people. Meanwhile, President Trump, listen to this. President Trump met with Laken Riley's family and friends before his rally in Rome, Georgia on Saturday. President Trump met backstage with those close to the late 22-year-old nursing student after she became a symbol of the southern border crisis when an illegal immigrant was charged with her murder. Trump said, "We share your grief." And while on stage, he met backstage just moments before, adding that Riley is home with God in heaven. Jose is the guy's name. He entered the United States illegally in 2022. Trump says Joe Biden intentionally released him into the country and says Riley would still be alive if he were president. Absolutely. You gotta, this is the question. Who would Laken Riley vote for? Laken Riley would vote for Trump. Her family met with the president. Here's a picture of Trump meeting with the family. Donald Trump met backstage at his Rome, Georgia rally. He met with family and friends of Laken Riley, including the roommate who reported her missing when she left for a jog last month and never came back. You see the back of her mother. I'm assuming that's the father with the MAGA hat on, and then there's a girl to the president's left. I'm sure that's the friend. Yeah, that's Trump yesterday. Meanwhile, Biden's out apologizing. That's a real president. That's a real president. a guy who's a president,
that's a real president,
can make a mistake. This isn't a mistake. Sometimes we all say things. You ever said anything you regret? I've said things I regret. I've said things I regret. I probably will today, but this isn't something that you just said. This was a scripted moment because there was such outrage in the constituent circles of the Democrats in this election year that they had to do massive damage control. And whenever politicians like this go to do damage control, all right, at this level, they weigh everything out. Okay, if this asshole comes out and apologizes, okay, what will the blowback be? And by the blowback, what they mean is, okay, he's going to come out, Joe's going to come out and apologize to the murderer of Lincoln Riley. That's going to be, they know that's going to be a controversial thing. So they sit around and they weigh the damage. Well, okay, it's going to satisfy these people and it's going to piss off these people beyond imagination, like we are right now. So they say to themselves, where's the gain? Where are we suffering the most damage? So they made a decision. I want you to think about this. Joe Biden did not just apologize to Lincoln Riley's murderer. He told the American people, F you, you're on your own, and if you get killed, if you get raped, if your loved ones are slaughtered by an illegal, well, hey, don't call them an illegal. I don't want to offend these people. These people I cannot offend, I will not offend, so it's open season on you. He's not even pretending to give a damn about the American people. Not even pretending. And those around him. And if you don't think this is dangerous, you're not paying attention. In one word, how would you describe Biden in this moment, in one word? In just one word, describe Joe Biden in the chat. Because I'm telling you, criminal, disgusting, evil. Yeah, it's evil. Yeah, treasonous. Yeah, those are all good words. Those are all good words. Yeah, demon, disgusting, corrupt, dumb. I think it's pure evil. Pure evil. Yeah. I mean, for him to apologize to a killer, I don't want to offend the killer. He has no words to the family, to the mother. Mother's Day's coming up in a couple months. My goodness. Whenever there's a president, okay, this is the thing. Whenever there's a president, half the country love him, half the country hate him, give or take. And presidents will take positions, okay, that a lot of people don't like. They'll do something a lot of people don't like. This is not that. This is different. This is an area where we've never heard. I mean, I want you to think about it. This I'm trying to think of an equivalent. I mean, and I can't think of an equivalent anything that somebody at this level has said or done. I really can't. But I'll tell you this, okay? I'll tell you this, that this thing here, this interview, is there's obviously Trump's winning before this. This interview that Biden did with Jonathan Capehart is the official end of the Democrat Party as we know it. This is beyond Biden. This is the Democrat Party as we know it. The Democrat Party is officially a non-American representative party. They're not there to represent the American people. And I want you to think about this. These Democrats in Congress, they're not even representing their constituents. You know, the House of Representatives, every member of the House of Representatives is up for re-election every 2 years, and this is that year. So they're telling the American people, we are not here for you. We represent these illegals. Don't call them illegals, but we represent these illegals. And basically what they're doing is, it's the purge. They're saying that, you know, the Purge movies, what Biden is saying, and that America is one of the movies, the forever purge, that illegals can come here and do whatever the freak they want to do. We're not going to do anything about it. We're not going to stop them. We're going to bring more of them here. And if they murder college girls, we're going to defend them. I want you to think about that. Think about that. Now, this is a new low for the Democrat Party. This is the lowest of the low of a Democrat that I have ever heard. You know? I mean, the Democrats always support, I would say, the last time a Democrat came close to doing anything like this would have to be either the Democrat insurrection against the federal government, the Civil War, Democrats who were openly opposing integration. I don't know. I mean, when have you? I think this is even worse. I want you to think about it. When he apologized to a murderer of an American girl. So when has a president come out and defended a murderer of an American? Actually defended the killer. I can't think of it. Can you? Obviously, things have happened and presidents haven't commented. But I mean, actually, a president actually apologizing to a killer. I mean, I can't, you know, I can't think of it. I can't think of it. And you know what? It probably because it hasn't happened before. That's probably the reason. It hasn't happened before. And, you know, this isn't going to be the end of it, because the media are going to take off with this. Okay, the media is going to take off with this week. This is going to get a lot of play because the liberal media want to make sure that all of the liberal Democrat voters hear him apologize for this. So they're going to play it a lot. So there's going to be a lot of discussion this week. So what's going to happen, there's going to be the White House press briefing. And when there's the White House press briefing, Jean-Pierre is going to have to double down on it tomorrow. The Democrat pundits in the media today and tomorrow are going to defend it. It's going to get. This is going to have this. You know, when Laken Riley was murdered, I said this is a turning point in the election, because so many people that have not been on the Trump train, like I've been on since the beginning, are waking up, right? This is a whole nother deal, man. This is a snowball effect, because, you know, now you're going to get every liberal Democrat in the country, in the media, in the Congress defending this. So that's why I would say that this, you know, when I say that the Democrat Party is officially a non-American party now, this is it. This is the moment, right? This is the moment. And, you know, The View, for example, The View, Joe Scarborough, Joyless Reed, all of them are going to spend Monday praising President Biden. Oh, the president. How brave of him. You know, it's not easy for a man to admit he was wrong, especially a president. And they're going to commend President Biden for standing up for what's right and admitting when he was wrong, and he should have said undocumented. You know, that's not even a racial slur. You know, if he would have used a racial slur towards Hispanics, that'd be bad enough. But it wasn't even, he just said illegal. You know, I was talking on my podcast last night with my wife, Kathy, which you guys should check out. We had a spectacular podcast last night. And, you know, one of the things we were talking about is that liberals are obsessed with words and phrases. And the reason that is because they are propagandists. And propagandists want to brainwash people, and the way they do that is through the use of language. And, you know, it's just like, was it about a week and a half ago, they came up with this new word. Okay, we're not going to use undocumented anymore. We're going to say newcomer. Newcomer. Well, that hasn't quite caught on yet. So that's why they're so obsessed with words and phrases. And, you know, it's that old line from Goebbels and his propaganda: if you repeat a lie often enough, people will believe it. Well, this line of crap, no one's going to believe. You know, this line of crap, not only is no one going to believe it, it's going to be the final straw of this country to turn out en masse for President Trump. And, you know, the turnout for President Trump is going to be at an all-time high. You know, the turnout across this country. I mean, look let me share this article. Let me just tell you where the Democrats, how they've lost their freaking minds. Okay? Let me pull this up. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I just want to share this to give you an idea of how far gone the Democrats have gone. Let me pull this article up. This is insane. Okay. This is in the Gateway Pundit. This story is also being reported in the New York Post. So you probably saw, I played it on the show, the New York City firefighters that booed Letitia James, right? And then they started chanting Trump, Trump, Trump. Well, now they got a manhunt going on to track down the booing firefighters. Now, the firefighters of New York City are a heroic group of firefighters, even though, few of them were there. 9/11, New York City firefighters are put on a certain level because, the New York City firefighters ran into a building that everybody else was running out of on 9/11, right? Listen to this. This is in the Gateway Pundit. Members of the New York Fire Department who were fed up with Letitia James during a recent promotion ceremony are now facing severe consequences. The Gateway Pundit first reported the incident, wherein a wave of boos and chants supporting President Trump overshadowed the event. A large group of firefighters made their stance perfectly clear during Thursday's New York Fire Department promotion ceremony regarding Letitia James's inquisition of President Trump. After honoring the fire commissioner, Letitia's speech was effectively drowned out by loud pro-Trump chants in the crowd. She struggled a bit to find her words. Upon beginning her speech, many in the crowd loudly booed James. Let me see if I can play this for you guys. So they're booing her and chanting Trump. Upon beginning her speech, many in the crowd loudly booed Letitia. The triggered Attorney General responded to the dissenters by saying, "Come on, we're in a house of God, simmer down." Okay, in response to the incident, FDNY Commissioner Laura Kavanaugh has initiated a hunt. This is the fire department commissioner in New York. The Fire Department of New York's Commissioner, Laura Kavanaugh, has initiated a hunt for those responsible for the outburst. The chief of the New York City Fire Department, John Hodges, sent out an email to the department's leadership stating that the Bureau of Investigations and Trials would be conducting an investigation into the incident. The chief urged those involved to come forward voluntarily, implying that consequences would be less severe for those who did not want to be hunted down. The chief went on to say, the Bureau of Investigations and Trials is investigating this. They'll figure out who the members are. I recommend they come forward. I've been told by the fire department commissioner it will be better for them if they come forward and we don't have to hunt them down, the email reads. The D.C. shall direct the captain of the company to make a list of those that come forward and send it directly to John and Kevin in operations. I realize members might not come forward. This is for booing Letitia. Are you kidding me? They're hunting them down so they can destroy their lives, fire them, take away their pensions. Internal communications from firefighter unions, including the Uniformed Fire Officers Association, have circulated memos condemning the behavior of the booing. The memo, this is the memo from the union. Listen to this. This is one of the firefighter unions. The memo reads this. I'm here to address the behavior of firefighters that attended Thursday's promotion. The behavior is the booing of Letitia, right? Yeah, this is Nazi freaking Germany here. The behavior we saw and heard was grossly inappropriate. Protesting, heckling, or booing anyone at a ceremony is unacceptable. How about arresting a president of the United States? How about bringing trumped-up charges against a president of the United States? This was a promotion ceremony to honor members who made sacrifices and worked hard to achieve that day. They had close family and friends there to celebrate with them. Well, I don't hear them bitching. Yeah. They're exercising their freedom of speech, and they're being hunted down by the union, by the fire commissioner, and by the fire chief of New York. This was not a political event, and Letitia James was not there to give a political speech. Well, what the hell was she doing at the promotion ceremony for the Fire Department of New York? Letitia James was there to support her friend and our new chaplain, Pamela Holmes. Pamela invited her to attend the ceremony. Well, did she think she was going to be loved at the ceremony? What country are we in? Is this Soviet Union? When you're not on duty, feel however you want about politicians. Vote, protest, that's your right. But don't do it on the job's time or other members' time or their family's time. Do it on your own time. This is a statement from the Firefighters Union. So we've got the Firefighters Union, who's there to represent firefighters, taking part in this hunt for the booing, Trump-chanting firefighters. The Attorney General is a friend of the Firefighters Union, a supporter of our department. She's come to the hospital on more than one occasion to support us when one of our members is seriously injured or died. These actions reflect very poorly upon us and diminish the dignity of the occasion. How about her? You know, look at how she's behaving. Everyone must be better. Do the right thing, even if you aren't the one acting poorly. If you see a fellow firefighter act in this manner, stop it. So now what they want to do is have the firefighters report other firefighters. Report other firefighters. They're saying turn your firefighter brothers and sisters in. Act in a manner befitting of the uniform that you wear. Nothing left should be tolerated. Here are the next steps. Have DC visit each firehouse that had a member promoted. See, they're trying to narrow it down. Since it was a promotion ceremony, these are, relay bullet point message. They should understand that BITS is gathering video and identifying members that brought discredit to the department. So they're going through the video of... See, the video we saw didn't show the firefighter filming and by the way, the guy filming it may not have been booing. He was just filming, and then this thing broke out. But they're looking at the video. Keep in mind, police officers are getting the shit kicked out of them by illegals in the streets of New York. But they have a major investigation going through video. If they can find booing firefighters, go out and identify them and bring them to justice. They booed Letitia. We want the members to come forward. They will come to headquarters to be educated why their behavior is unacceptable. So what does that mean? Re-education training or firing? It says here, they will come to headquarters to be educated why their behavior is unacceptable. What does that mean? The New York City firefighters, the ones that ran into the trade towers when everybody else was running out, they were running in. Who would have thought if on September 12th, if we could have looked into the future and saw this, who would have said that was possible? They'll be educated. Wow. What does that mean? They're going to pin their eyes open and make them watch MSNBC for 6 months? What does that mean? They'll be educated. I mean, this country is being run, and I'll tell you, this is an interesting thing. As disgusting as it is, this thing with the fire department in New York, it shows you how powerful Letitia James is. I mean, she is so powerful. How is she so powerful that she can get this witch hunt going in New York for these firefighters? I mean, who is she? I'd like to see some fire chiefs stand up for these firefighters. I mean, a firefighter in New York City, they risk their life anytime they go into a fire. They go, and they're the problem. But Letitia, oh, they booed Letitia. Oh, can't have that. I'd like to know how much money they're spending on this investigation. Now, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And those of you that are already subbed to the channel, do me a favor and like the video. That helps a lot. All right. My name's Brian Craig.